Hey y'all, me again. Welcome to the next episode of ZudVenture. My lovely wife is not with me right now. I don't know where she is actually. I think she went over to the house to do some laundry or something like that. She was actually helping me over here holding up some soffit, which is really hard to do by yourself. But then she bailed on me, just completely vanished. So I have come to the realization that I'm gonna have to find some young teenager or some kid who is looking for a job to help me with the things that I need an extra hand with. Because there's certain things I just can't do by myself. I need one more person to hold something or lift something or whatever. So I'm walking over to the property right now just to show you where we're at on the house build. There's been some significant progress, and I'll show that to you in a second here. Here's a fun fact, fun story. I kind of limping right now because a couple days ago I was up on a ladder over here and the ladder was a little uneven, so I put a board under it. This board had a screw sticking about 2 inches out of it, and I put it under there with the screw facing up, which I dropped my water here, which when I did it, I thought to myself, you know, this is not a good idea. Somebody could step on that. But I did it anyways, climbed up the ladder. When I was climbing down the ladder, guess who stepped on the screw? Yeah, so that thing went through my shoe sole and through my foot like my foot was butter, like it didn't even slow down. So the area around where the screw went through my foot is kind of swollen, and it feels like I'm stepping on a Lego with every single step. So what I did, being the ultra mad scientist that I am, I took a piece of foam, like 3mm foam, and traced my foot, cut a hole out where my foot is swollen on the bottom, and that gave me some relief. So walking with that foam in my shoe like I am right now, it's not nearly as bad as walking barefoot or without that. So I'm gonna flip this camera on and show you where we're at, because it's exciting. Here we go. Behold, we have some siding on there. Now we're not putting, I actually wasn't even going to do OSB at all on this because it sounds like I hear thunder. I wasn't gonna do OSB at all because it was like $30-some a sheet. I was just gonna do my rough sawn pine board and batten siding, which we got the first delivery of that today. You can see over there, that's about 80 1x12s, 10 foot long. And they said it's gonna be a while before they can cut the pine trees they need for the next ones. But I actually have to let that air dry for quite a while anyways. So thankfully OSB came down to like $12.50 a sheet. So I bought enough to side the whole house. And thank goodness, because we're just gonna Tyvek that when it's all wrapped, and that'll get us through the winter anyways. So the boys were over here. They finished up the shingles this morning. So the whole roof is shingled, and I assume they did a wonderful job because they're good hard workers and they know what they're doing. Although I keep asking them if they know what they're doing, and they all give me varied answers, but none of the answers have been yes, we know what we're doing. So I picked up a bunch of soffit and fascia today from my buddy Joe Vandermolen at Builder's Choice. And so back up here, we have sheeting on the back of the house, we have sheeting along the top, and we have sheeting along the front top gable end. And we're holding off on doing any more sheeting until we get the cement poured. So really the next step right now is they could put the soffit and fascia up. That's doable right now. They have all of our windows and doors framed out, so I could give you the quick tour of that. So back here at the back of the house is going to be the master bedroom, and that framed out thing right there is for a sliding door. The next bedroom in line, which has this window right here, it's just an egress window for that bedroom. And then there's a wall somewhere between these two, gonna go in the interior. And then we have this giant window in the living area, which is looking out into our woods where my dear friends roam. And then we go down a little farther. So keep in mind, this house is 24 by 50. That's what the living area is. So they don't have the purlins cut out right here, but there's gonna be an 8-foot tall sliding door right there. And that is gonna be our dining room. So the dining room, the living room, the kitchen are all one big room. No walls dividing those. So then if we go over to the front of the house, so this is the driveway there. So as you pull into the front of the house, Ginger is just excited to be over here. It's so funny. So here's looking at the front of the house. We have a 2-foot overhang. I like big overhangs, so 2-foot overhang. We have our front door, which will eventually get a timber frame covering, which I'm hoping my good buddy Andy from Northern Woodworks can help me with. And then a big window to the right of that for that's also in the dining area, which will probably have a ton of light because we have the huge slider, the huge window in the living area, and this big window up front. And then no windows or doors here on this left side. That's going to be the kitchen, and we're only doing a service door on this other side here because this is going to eventually get to be a lean-to garage. So we're going to come off just under the fascia up there, go out here 16 feet with a lean-to, and that will eventually be an enclosed garage. So this will all end up having to be drywall or some sort of fire resistant material anyways. So I probably won't even side this house, depending on how long, or this side of the house, depending on how long it's gonna take for us to be able to afford to add the garage. So there we are. Look, we got all sorts of greenery growing in the places that we're not driving. So eventually, so you see my driveway coming in here. We just have a little turnaround there. And the driveway is eventually gonna go all the way around there where you see, and come around to the back of what is right here, which will be a garage. So I can drive through the garage. So it'll have a garage door at both ends, so I can pull my Jeep and my fishing boat in one end and drive it out the other end. So that is where we are at. For anyone who cares or is interested, or for my great-grandchildren and great-great-great-grandchildren who will be watching this video in 70 years, who knows if we're still around. So that's where we're at. The doe and her fawns are here every day. Every day when I pull in here, they're hanging out, usually over by this, where I used to have a pile of wood chips. So they like it back here, and so does Ginger. As you can see, I got a lot of trees I need to just cut down. A lot of them are bent from other trees that had to be felled, and they kind of bent those trees. So that is where we're at. Thank you for watching, and I will keep you updated. Thanks, bye.